Hey everybody, welcome to session 2 on my remote mental and physical health education forum right here from Infinity Institute and Sports Medicine to your living room, to your home, to your library, wherever you are. And once again, I'm honored to do this for you guys, students, faculty, administration, coaches, even trainers out there, even doctors, personal trainers, everybody. I'm looking forward to treating and training everybody, but it always starts out with our radar program. If you go into lesson 1, we talked about the format of it, what it all stands for, gave you the quiz. Hopefully you were tapped in on that. If not, go to YouTube, subscribe, and enjoy the movie. Anyway, so today, what we're gonna do is all about the core, and that's important. But before we get started, we're gonna do our radar ship lesson. So here we are. Ready? Here we go. Boom. What is it? Let's see. Wow. Respect. Cool. Got that? There we go. Respect. I don't know. What do you think it is? Work. Wow. Work. How great. Anyway, so if we come over here, we talk about respect, one of the 6 principles, and one of the 11 elements, work. By the way, this is one take. So anyway, this means a lot to me. This is incredible. So let's go back to work. Work could be anything. You're a student, that's your job. That's work, okay? Your school, your higher, your teachers, they're the educators of your knowledge that you're getting, your wisdom through them. And it's important, you as a student, working athlete, or just a working student. It doesn't really matter. I'll even go a step further. If you do happen to be working outside your school, okay, then you have to understand that there's rules, regulations, there's do's and don'ts. But for the work, if you're working at the school, one tip, if you're on time, you're late. On time, you're late. If you're an athlete, strive to be the first one there, look around, see what you could do to pitch in, help out, and the last one to leave. The last one to leave. Work after school. Work is not a privilege. It's an opportunity. Think about that. It's not a privilege, it's an opportunity. Don't take advantage of the people who are given the opportunity to achieve. Take advantage of the opportunity to achieve, not the people giving it to you. That's respect. So as far as teachers go, great job. Okay, butt heads a little bit, don't like it. Okay, that's the rules. But guess what? Saying thanks very much, appreciate today's class, okay? That's respect. Respect in the classroom. Don't think it's just student to teacher, it's student to the custodian, right? Because when you come in the morning, most of the desks and stuff are cleaned. Do you ever look back and say, hey, how'd that happen? Or I have pencil that I doodled on my desk, but yet the next day it's gone. How'd that happen? How about when you go in the bathrooms, right? Locker rooms, the fields, pick up after yourself. That's all respect of the property, the school, because it's one name, right? School, one logo, you represent. When you're at work, same thing. So your resume is all about what you do. Introduce yourself by what you do and say, how you perform. They'll ask your name and open up a door for you to work somewhere. But it starts out with respect. And if you don't respect yourself, tough to respect others. At home, that's work too, because you have the luxury maybe not to, you're involved in sports. You don't have to work, but guess what? So at home is your work. So that's how I define work. So you may have a chore. If it's begging and prying for you to do dishes, take out the garbage, you gotta look left and right, okay? Not in the mirror all the time. and the selfies and all that good stuff and smile and that other stuff, it's important. So, respect yourselves, the workplace, wherever your workplace is defined, and respect others. All right, so that's the radar ship tip of the day. Here we go. Excellence in motion. Train like a champion today. When we think about training, room temperature water, always hydrate. With the virus, germs, whatever it is out there, we got to defeat this with good hydration, good nutrition. So the first thing we're going to go over is the core. Education is so important. When I have students like you guys and ladies out there, okay, it's so important that education is valued, and you have to take time to listen. Because when you listen, you learn. And then when you learn, you can apply. And then you become a teacher, a leader, okay? So before one becomes a leader, you have to be a good listener. It just doesn't happen, okay? So there's always a pyramid. All right, so anyway, so let's look at the core here. So what's define the core? I have so many athletes out there, or even my patients and clients, okay? They think of the core as this, the center. And that's about 1/4 right, okay, 1/4 right. So I'm so excited to teach today things that I've been taught, applied myself with 30 years experience of orthopedic sports medicine and performance training. And I have a son who had 3 back fractures from sports, okay? And he's deadlifting 450 pounds. Now one would say, well, how's he doing that? You know why? Because we value core. We value core. We did things here that people would not really prescribe to, but I'm gonna prescribe to you on a great routine that you could do. You could do the whole, you could do the part, but just remember where you learn what a core is, where it is, and how to execute it through our exercise. So right here, if we think about the word core, C-O-R-E, okay? And here's the C, we have the center, okay? Center. So that right here is the center, okay? And then if we go to the back side, okay, it's the back, it's the center, okay? If we go oblique, marker, what the heck's going on there? There we go, oblique, okay? So these muscle fibers go this way, right? That's the center. This is your head now, right? And now this is oblique on the side, okay? So that's these muscles here, okay? And on the back side. Don't forget the back, the lats is the biggest muscle in the body. And also there's layers here. So don't get fooled by that. There's layers. If I take 1 layer away, 2 layers away, you're gonna get all these. Okay, the next one is rotation. And these go this way. Okay, so if I take that away, these muscle fibers are going across this way. And we talk about extension, okay? Extension on the back side, it's all here extension, okay? So that's right here, C-O-R-E, and that stands for core. That means that's the top to the bottom. If I ask you to, and I use this analogy all the time, if I ask you to take the core out of the apple, it's the top to the bottom. It's not just the middle, right? So if you stepped on the middle without just the center, the core would collapse. That's really important. That's my best message I can give you, that you have a good understanding. And if you think about athletes or even construction workers, if they use their upper body and their legs, okay, or just arms to lift, carry, push, and pull, and not their core, they're going to see a guy like me. It's important. Or be bedridden, herniated discs, and all that other stuff. Okay, so that's really important to think about. Okay. So what I want to do now is just show you a little closer of the spine, okay? So remember we had the layers here, so now you have the spine. these are your vertebrae, and you have muscle fibers that are going from here to here, okay? Then it skips and goes a little longer, then they go across like this, okay? Same thing in the front and the back. So when we think about athletic performance or training or exercise, we have to think of the core and what happens. If I'm sitting like this all day, okay, like everybody now is sitting in the S position, this is sedentary, it's sad, you get soft, you look for snacks, you may get scoliosis from it, you may need surgery. So think about all those S words. So what I want you to do is think to get out of that S position, that sad position, or that sat position, and start to stand up and do everything in the opposite direction of the S position. Now, when you're exercising is one thing, but the first thing is that you have your calf muscle here. By the way, how do you like my shoes? There you go. Happy St. Patty's Day. Green all over, but I know everyone wants these shoes. Everyone wants these shoes. But anyway, side note, happy St. Patty's Day. This is a sad moment for Irish because there's no parade, but anyway, so hopefully you guys are enjoying something that's Irish related, because I know that everybody wishes they were Irish today. Anyway, so aside from that note, what I want you to think about is the external heart. If we think about the calf muscle, okay, the calf muscle, it's an external heart, okay, for swelling, okay, so you could do calf raises. Just get up out of that S position, okay, S position, really important. And then you could think to do core, okay? So what I'm gonna do today is go over basic core exercises. And then we'll have a little fun. All right, so you always want to just have some kind, I know you're at home and you have some kind of towel, exercise mat, it's fine. Just make sure your area is isolated for the most part. Try not to do these with a lot of friends of yours, do it at home. But have a contest maybe with some of these exercises. But I'm excited to deliver what the Institute here at Infinity did over the last 30 years, from a former bodybuilder, Mr. New Jersey Grand Prix, going from my master's and doctorate in physical therapy, and then on to performance training. And I'm excited to show you what core is all about, okay? So first things first, I'm gonna go over the dynamic warm-up. The dynamic warm-up we did at session 1. This is vitally important, okay? So the first thing we do is squat, okay? Squat. We good, Nick? Mm-hmm. And 10 squats. Again, when you're exerting yourself, you exhale. Join in with me or just watch. And 10, right? Squat thrust. So I always say there's 3 kinds of people in the world. People that sit down and say, what happened? People that lay down and wait for other people to make it happen, or you could be the person to make it happen. Who are you? Make it happen. Squat thrust with a rotation. With a rotation, make sure you're breathing. By the way, I just worked out for 5 hours earlier with Tony, my wife, Casey. Now Kevin's on the background over here. He's gonna start to pump iron too. Heel the butt. Always important to try and pass the talk test. The talk test is, while you're exercising, can you talk? And we did all these exercises, session 1, dynamic warm-up. For some, it's a workout or a Burke out. Gate swings. Now you got to go upstairs. Scaption. 10. Breathe in. bicep curl press. Follow along, you'll get it. Lateral raises. Internal and external rotation, modified base position. We talked about that, fingers wide open, because you're texting all day, playing video games, probably. Up here, 90-90, same thing. Scarecrow. Add a little punch to it now, because you're in shape already from session 1. Ready? Simple. Jumping jacks, just 10. Get the heat going. Next one, Navy SEAL jumps. Next one, Highland flings, and you're crisscrossing. You see what I'm doing? Crisscrossing on your hips a little bit. Next one, accelerated position. You're hooking in and getting low. So that's a good warm up. Heart rate's going. Okay, so I'm going to bring you through center, right? Center, so center. Hooked in here, okay? Upper C's, chin tucked in. Just the upper C's, I call them. Chin is here. Okay? Palms here, chin tucked in. Hook in here, lower C's, the lower, right? We're still center. Lift up, roll. Next one, C's. We're doing crunches now. Elbows here, and do them together. You can slow it down a little bit. Isometric contraction. So that is a center. Next one, right? Right here, in the favorite position, okay, like this, hooking in here, come across here, feeling the obliques here, and cut across. Breathe in. Next one here, cross here, up here. Next one, rotations. You're up in here in this position, okay? You can come like this position here and just switch, and switch, and switch, rotate, and switch, and switch, and switch. You can also come up here and rotate, rotate, up here, tucking the elbow here, pulling, up here, cut across, up here, okay? Extension, right? Two things I'll go over. Bridges, right? Flat feet, bridges. Pushing down here. If I'm pushing down here, chin tucked in, I'm working the entire core. Pushing down and holding it. Now I'm going on my heels a little further away, so I'm getting more hamstring, still posterior chain, but into your posterior chain, into the low back and upper back. Breathe in. And now on your tippy toes, gets the calf complex, but always your spine too. When we think about positions, okay, if I'm laying on my back, we call that supine. For all your medical people out there, that's the language. If you're going on your stomach, it's prone. So these are prone, pivot. So locking out here, knees off the ground, wink in, chin tucked in, and come up. I'm going to drip on me. Now, those are prone pivot I's. These are T's. Okay? And then these are Y's. Hopefully everybody knows the alphabet, right? I, T, and Y. You got that? So that just gives you a little bit of a training idea for your whole core. Now, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to bring you through some other exercise that I'm just going to keep on going. I'll announce some stuff, have some fun, but if you could do this, you have core. And if you can't, that's great. Work harder to get core. Because without core and cardio, you have nothing. And your body will never maximize its ability to produce force, absorb force, and manipulate force in any sport, any job, ever. I'm not a never and always guy, but I'm telling you, the athletes and patients that I see here, especially my athletes, when they come in here and they say they have core, and I put them through this, and they don't achieve it, I tell them that they're at 75% of their maximum ability to as an athlete. That's unbelievable. Think about that. And for everybody out there, if you think that squat, deadlifts, and lunges get your core directly, it doesn't. Collectively it does, indirectly it does, but it's not specific. So that was the biggest telltale sign when I have all these kids come in here, like yourself, without core, you're never gonna maximize your ability to produce force. So guess what? Your bench will go up, shoulder press will go up, deadlifts and squats. The miracle, be all exercise from back in the day, but the one component that was really missing was a lot of core. So you got the upper, lower, and C's. Now I'll do VABs. These are called VABs, Vince's abs. Elbows here to your knees, right? This is a full. I'm engaged the whole time. Engaged the whole time, right? Now, half. Quarters. Jackknife VABs. Full. What position's this? Oh, right here, dorsiflexion like a sprint. Rotation oblique, switch. Hook in. Hook in. A little easier on that one, modification. Now, lateral. Shoulder in this position, locked in, modified base position, heel to butt, and lift up. Stay here. Challenge yourself, 10 seconds, 15. Oops, there you go. Different, right? Right there. Now, this is the modified lateral ice wrap series. Ready? Here it is. Now I do my hips, getting this side here. Ready? Knee taps here. Making that L. Making sure that you guys know the alphabet. All right? Next we'll wrap around. Switch sides. If you go left, gotta go to the other side. Right? Modified base position. Okay, hold it here. Yep. And you can do these. It's great. Challenge yourself more. I'm all about challenging yourself. Yep, lateral hip thrust. Modified base position. Notice my fingers out wide. L's, tap here. L, up. up. By the way, we're still on one take. Imagine that, no breaks. Wrap around. Wrap around. So that's the lateral ice wrap series. So prone plank, right? This position, okay, shoulders right here, fisted out, not like this. That's only when you're, in church or praying or whatever you're doing. Here, prone plank, locked in. Now, I'm gonna give you the prone plank series, okay? Neutral, belly up. Belly down. Forward and back. Feet together, rotation. That's the prone plank series. Next one, bird dog series. Stabilization. If you're not stable, how are you going to be mobile with stability? Okay, this position here, okay? Stabilizing. Switch. We call these pinches now. Elbows to knees. Lock out. Lock out. Next one, windshield wipers. Come out slow and pull in. You got this, Nick? Slow. Out slow, whip in. Out slow, whip in. Whip in. Pinches. Elbows to knees. This position's up, chin tucked in. Out to the side, whip in. That's the quadruped series. Next thing, I'm going to make a challenge on the lateral ice wrap series. Again, I'm all about challenging. And I know there's a small percentage that want to do this. I'm encouraging for our students and student athletes and beyond is to really start engaging in their core. Belly up. Right? Knee taps, the bottom knee. Wraparounds. Switch. I'll make it easier on you guys. Notice how I didn't touch the ground. Hold it. Up. This is called suspension training. I'm suspended. Not from school. And I know the coronavirus is making you feel like you're suspended and punished. You're not. Knee taps. Wrap around. So that's a little bit more advanced. That's just a little example of what core ought to be like, should be like. And I'm glad I could be part of your core training over this pandemic, because sometimes, a little humbling, my own personal message, to breathe, slow down, regroup, look left and right, and cope and deal with adversity. Because isn't that life? So that's the life lesson. Bring it in. Bring it in. There's some movie out there. I don't know, this one guy said, bring it in, everybody, big hug. So for today, bring it in, St. Patty's Day. Can't get the virus from me, no germs, but respect each other's space. Look left and right, be courteous, respect each other, your workplace, your school work, your home work, each other, and to infinity and beyond. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed this session. 2 for mental, physical education across the globe.